Chris Yandeck, C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Today we welcome back the great Las Vegas headliner, Murray the Magician. He will have a new show on the Las Vegas Strip starting December 14th every Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Strat Hotel Casino and Tower. Murray, as always, it's so great to have you back with us on C1 interview. How are you?
Good. How you doing, man? You well?
Oh, I'm always well when I see you. Everything's great. It's been a great year, and congratulations. Decembers, as you know, in entertainment are usually slow months, but we're going to get some exciting news with your new show. So tell me about that.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm working on it for a while, and I'm partnering with LA Comedy Club over at the Stratosphere Hotel, the Strat, and doing weekends there as my new residency. So we're looking forward to it. I can't wait.
How will the show be different than some of your other past shows?
It's going to be unique in the sense of, we've always had that intimate show, when we were at the other hotel and that. But with this show, Lefty's not in the show this time, who's still my dear friend, and we still go on the road together. It's a more intimate show. It's one-man driven, so it's strictly me. And there's going to be I'd say about 40% new tricks and ideas I've been working on over the last 6 months, touring, because I've been on tour for the last 3 months. So I've been putting new things in, new stuff for television and stuff. So it'll be fun.
So let me ask you, since you're going to be at the LA Comedy Club, is there going to be more comedy in this show?
Yeah, there'll be definitely more comedy. And also, as I've been evolving, I've been adding more and more comedy. Magic's more of a vehicle than the main reason, because when you look like a Q-tip, you have to be funny. How could I be serious looking like this?
Well, the reality of what it comes down to at the end of the day is that you've been, on the Las Vegas Strip, I think, for more than 20 years now. Is that correct?
Yeah, isn't that wild? I've been on the Strip almost half as long as I've been alive. It's pretty wild.
So what would you say has been the reason for your staying power? Because most people aren't able to do that, as you know.
I think it's really being aware of who you are, what you are, and always trying to improve your brand. Look at the great brands from Gatorade to Coke to Nintendo to video games to cars. Why is the Corvette still one of the number one selling vehicles? It was invented in the 1950s. It's because they've always figured out another reason for people to buy the car or people to come see. So it's like an artist releasing new albums and things like that. I've always been very aware of being on television, creating new tricks and ideas and being relevant, whether I'm giving away magic tricks or doing magic tricks or being funny or doing pranks. I've tried to really cater myself to what's going on in the world and stay in the game. Look at Cher, look at Dolly Parton. You'll see these greats still performing out there because they're trendy. They see what's going on.
Oh, there's no denying that. So, looking at that, you're talking about maybe 40% new routines for this upcoming show at the LA Comedy Club at the Strat. What can you tell us?
It's just going to be some new interesting things. I'm going to be talking to the audience a lot more, using a lot more props from the audience and things that they bring in, even more personable, even though I feel like my show is really personal, overall. But it's one of those things where, and it'll change over the weeks, you know what I mean? And I might have a guest star pop in now and then because I love having that opportunity. And you might see Lefty pop in now and then as well, there's or even my wife Danny, who does some magic and comedy as well. So, but it's something for the whole family. It's a new spot at the Stratosphere for a 4:00 show, and the room at LA Comedy is absolutely gorgeous. They redid the whole thing a few years ago and dropped a few million into the room, and I played it shortly after I left the Laugh Factory, and I loved it. And the people there, Joaquin and Matt, are amazing, and the Strat seems just like super cool people. So I'm looking forward to it.
And just so for people to know, this is just on the bottom floor, right adjacent to the casino at the Strat, correct?
Yeah, as soon as you walk in, it's right there, right across from the box office before you go to the second level. And it's got a full bar, real nice bar, and also a real cool sitting area. And it's a nice vibe. And the parking for locals is free and all that stuff. So it's, and the valet there's awesome. It's a great valet. One of the old school valets that we pull in, and, it's covered with tons of lights. It looks very special. So it's kind of cool.
We look forward to coming over and seeing it quite soon when you open in a couple weeks on December 14th. So let me just ask you, since the Tropicana closed and, your residency concluded there, you've had a chance to travel the country, travel the world. What's been the most fun times these last couple of months for you?
I toured the world for 18 years, so I loved it. I lived on a suitcase, saw the world, and so I got to do that this year, from being in Sweden to Australia to all over the States. I take off tonight I'm performing in the Hollywood Christmas Parade this year, and so we're shooting that tomorrow night in Hollywood on the Strip, and or the Strip in Hollywood, and then I'll come back. I fly to Boca Raton for a couple of shows, and then back here to get ready to open my show at the Stratosphere, and it's cool traveling around because you get to meet new people, different people, and bring your ideas to people that don't see a lot of entertainment all the time. In Vegas, we see it every day, all day. And it's nice to come into a town where you're the biggest thing there that weekend. And they all come out and have dinners and have an evening, including your show. And it's kind of a cool thing. And I forget about that when I'm not touring. So it's been fun.
What do you see in the international audiences like Australia, that how they react to your magic compared to the American audiences?
Australia, like England, is much more witty than the States. You can say anything, or everything you say on stage, they take as a joke. So you can be pretty much as serious as you want, or really dry and rough, and they'll get a kick out of it, because that's just their wit and humor. And same with England, So I do enjoy that, where I don't have to worry about, will the audience get it? They're usually waiting for something sarcastic or off the cuff or witty. So, and there's such good people over there. So.
Oh, I agree with that. No denying it. So, looking at this, let me just ask you, so, is there going to be anything in the future with the Laugh Factory? I know they're still working on getting a new venue. I know that you have Harry Basil's blessing to do this, obviously, at the Strat, but what is the status of that?
Yeah, I mean, Harry, without Harry Basil, I wouldn't have been on the Strip for the last 12 years, with Laugh Factory, and they're dear friends of mine. I just finished playing their club in Covina. I'll probably play the Reno club later this year, I don't know what their schedule's like. I know they've had a few offers, they had a lot of offers, because they're a very successful club. But the owner's very picky on where he wants to go, Jamie Masada. That's why the Laugh Factory is the brand that it is. So because of that, they want to make sure they're in the right location at the right time. So they just want to rush it, and I can respect that. A lot of people want to just get back up on their feet again and go. And I think it is important to take a breath, sit back. It's like why I didn't jump to another venue right away as well. I had 3 or 4 offers as well, but I want to travel a little bit, take a breather from Vegas, performing every week here, and it's been fun. And then really kind of suss out my opportunities and options, and we settled in with the Laugh, obviously the LA Comedy, since Laugh Factory's not coming back. And I love LA Comedy. Like I said, Joaquin's been a very dear friend of mine over the years, and it should be a really fun partnership. Yeah,
I mean, listen, you're at a resort that just got fully renovated over the last few years. The casino floor is beautiful. What they've done to it over the last, year, 2 years. The LA Comedy Club is renovated, and you got some of the greatest headliners. You're at the top of that list, but you got some of the greatest headliners at that place too.
Yeah, I know Terry Fader's in there, of course, and Rouge, and Illuminate, and they bring other obviously headliners in, for one-nighters and two-nighters. They had Sammy Hagar there and a few others, and it's great, and I like what they've done, the rebranding. The hotel, like I tell everybody, with the skyline, it's kind of the start of the end of the Strip as a Stratosphere, and it's always in every skyline. It was probably one of the smartest buildings that they built in Las Vegas to become iconic, of the Las Vegas Strip, so it's kind of cool to be there and know its history. And if anyone knows anything about my history, that's one of the things I do like about that. And also, people don't realize that area used to be called Vegas World way back in the day.
The era of Bob Supek, ladies and
gentlemen. That's right, yeah. Legend,
so let me just tell you this, though. So now, in comparison to David Copperfield, have to make the Strat disappear.
Well, I hope I don't have it implode, because my track record from the Frontier to the Tropicana has been very telling. So hopefully that's not a sign, and we can keep the building erect for a long time.
What else have you been working on before we let you go?
I filmed my second comedy special recently over at South Point, so we're shopping that. So we're hoping to have that out early spring, and then re-releasing my first comedy special that used to be on Tubi. So we're looking forward to that. And then we also got a new TV pitch show that we're working on getting greenlit for next year. And I'm always working on something, as you know. And so that's my next thing with this new TV show. And of course, opening up the Strat, and then of course my comedy special. So me, I'm always hustling, doing something.
We are over here at C1 Interview as well, as you know. So two last things. Are we going to see new episodes of Pawn Stars upcoming again?
Yeah, we shot the last 10 months. We shot 3 more seasons. And so they're all in the can, and they're going to start slowly releasing them. And I don't know the release date. They never seem to tell us, but probably in the fall and winter, as we are in now, you'll see some new episodes come out. And like I said, it's in over, I think, what is it? Is it in over 65 countries or something like that? It's wild how many countries it's been in and how many languages my voice has been dubbed over. That's the most entertaining part for me now.
Any cool Magic memorabilia we're going to see in these next couple of seasons?
You might see a couple of things for mind readers and mentalists from way back in the day, where you have a clock on a wall and you cover it up and then you predict the time, and then when it's uncovered, the actual time is there. Some old methods. There's also a lot newer methods nowadays, but as you know, with History Channel, we do everything on an old scale. So we got a couple of cool things like that, and a lot of new props and things coming out. So it's kind of cool. It always gets harder and harder every year, because you think, what else can I put on there? And then somebody comes forward going, hey, did you see the secret sleeving technique thing they used in 1902, or this thing from Houdini? And so it's kind of exciting to have those things now that it's been out there that long and people know I talk about the history of magic. It's nice that people actually come forward with certain things that I don't even know about, and I'll have to research and learn. So I love that. Cool.
Yeah, that's why I had a big wow. I mean, 1902. I mean, could you imagine? It's like you got to.
I know, right?
That's just incredible. So, how do you feel about this new residency?
I'm thrilled. I'm super excited. I'm excited because it's a straight shot from where I live. I can just go down Sahara and I get right into the back door there. And like I said, I think it's really exciting just because it's new people I'm working with, a new club, new energy, and I think that's exciting. I think, you get comfortable with certain things a lot. You don't grow or don't change. So this forced me to come with a new show, a new name for the show, which is Hilarious Deceptions, which ironically is the title of my comedy special as well. And work with some new people. So it's exciting. Sometimes you sit back and I don't want change. As you get older, you don't want that sometimes. You're just comfortable. But then when you do it, you realize it's more dramatic in your head than just making the change and doing it, And so, like I said, I'm thrilled to be doing it. And I know a lot of people are interested. And there'll be a lot of the old bits in my show as well, because I've worked for years trying to make them as good as they are, So it's one of those things where I'm just really excited to be a part of the brand and work with them. And like I said, I've already played there a few months ago and we just had a great time. So
yeah, I got a title for you. For a future memoir. You ready? Murray the Magician, from the north end to the south end of the Las Vegas Strip and everything in between.
Exactly. That's how it's been here, And it's hard to believe. I think it's 22 years now I've been on the Strip, and it's crazy. It's flown by. I don't feel like a day's gone by, man.
Oh, I can't wait to see the new show. I really can't. I can't wait to see your stuff. Everybody who knows Murray the Magician in town, one of the nicest, most approachable, most fun Las Vegas headliners. Always fun shows, always stuff to do. How's the landscaping business before we go?
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. I actually was just at a neighbor's house who were redoing their whole backyard with our company, of course, Dirt to Dreams Landscaping, and they want a bunch of stuff put in. So it's very funny when you see me going to a show or coming back and I don't look like a landscaper and I walk in the yard looking like this. And it's just a funny moment, because I don't really tell anybody what I do. And most people recognize it. Some don't. So it's kind of fun, and then at the end of the project or a year later or a month later, they'll text me going, "Is this you on a billboard?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you had no idea." I said, wasn't important. I wasn't, my job was to make your backyard look good, not make you laugh. So
have you and Carrot Top ever talked about how your signature hairs define who you are?
We have a little bit, actually. He actually lives 4 doors away from me. And we have a lot of similar interests in that. And he's just such a good person, and he's such a hard worker, and people don't realize that, and a lot of people who don't know who Carrot Top is or go, "Oh, he's still around," because he used to him from the 1-800 commercials or whatever it was. And I said, go and see his show. I don't care whether you think he's funny or not. You will laugh at some point in his show. I don't care if you're the unfunniest person and doesn't find anything funny. You will laugh at something in his show because he's so topical, so trendy, and he has his old bits that he's been doing for years as well. But he's just, he can just do stand up. He doesn't need the props. You know what I mean? He's a very funny person and a dear friend. So yeah, we always talk about our hair, along with obviously people like the Rod Stewarts, the Weirdo Yankoviches, or other people who have had their hair as kind of signatures. Even Lucille Ball or Phyllis Diller. So.
That is hilarious. Glad we got into there. I have to say, he just celebrated 19 years, as you know. I mean, there are few people like you and him that have been around for this long and have seen Vegas change so much. I mean, you guys both started before and the Stardust was still here.
Yes, we love that. I love the Star. I remember seeing Wayne Newton there. I bought a ticket when I first came to Vegas, 2002, with my show at the Frontier. I wanted to say I saw Wayne Newton at the Stardust, and I saw him there, and they had the old theater. It was just a gorgeous venue, and it was cool. It was just so Vegas, And as you know, I always love anything old school in Vegas. That's why I live here. You know, my wife's obviously a showgirl from Jubilee and a dancer for ZZ Top and all that. So I just love what the city offers, you know, and it's important to give back and pay it forward and just be a good person, you know, and be very lucky to be walking on stage every day. We're all very lucky.
Murray, thanks. Besides your social medias, where else can we find information about the upcoming shows? Does Strat have information up yet?
Yeah, the Strat does. LA Comedy website does. Of course, my website, murraymagic.com does. My Instagram, it's all over the place now since we released it. I think on Thanksgiving we released it. So it's out there. No secrets now.
Okay, give us the title of the show and again when people can see it.
Yeah, it's my show, Hilarious Deceptions at the Stratosphere with LA Comedy Club, Saturday and Sundays at 4 o'clock. And come on down. It's fun for everybody. Any age, come on down.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Murray the Magician, as always, it's great. Thank you so much for being on CY Interview and hang on with me.
Thanks, Chris.